You know that classic picture of marriage? Two people, same house, same life, together forever, basically. That whole till death do us part under one roof thing. It's what we think of, right?
Gold standard.
But PG Sebastian throws a real curveball here. He suggests that, actually, that fundamental idea, living together constantly, it's becoming, well, obsolete, maybe.
It's a huge shift, yeah. And that's exactly why today's deep dive is all about this boom in long-distance marriage, or LDM. We're not just talking about, flight schedules.
Yeah.
We're digging into the psychological hole it creates. PG Sebastian calls it the realities of long-distance marriages. And it forces us to look at this really serious danger, the substitute spouse.
Okay, right. Let's get into that. So, our goal here is to really pull apart PG Sebastian's insights. Some of them are pretty tough, actually.
They are.
We need to understand why this distance eats away at a marriage, and crucially, what you listening right now need to do to protect your own relationship, because it's not just about miles, is it? It's deeper.
Absolutely. And historically, living apart wasn't the norm at all. PG Sebastian points out it was really only for certain jobs, sailors, soldiers in wartime, maybe long-haul traders.
Right. Specific tough situations. Not a lifestyle choice.
Exactly. It took a massive toll, and nobody expected it to be common.
But things are so different now. PG Sebastian identifies 4 big reasons why LDM has gone from being rare to, well, almost mainstream for lots of people. The first one is obvious: work. Jobs are insecure, you need specific skills, companies want you to move. People often can't really negotiate where they work anymore.
Yeah.
So they make this calculation, PG Sebastian mentions, better to be far spatially and be comfortable financially.
It's a stark trade-off, isn't it? Choosing money over, being physically present.
Yeah.
And technology, that's the second driver, it makes that choice seem easier.
Right. The dread isn't quite the same when London to Accra is just, hours away?
Or you can video call from Madrid and literally see your partner cooking dinner in Takoradi. It shrinks the distance, mentally at least.
But it's a bit of an illusion, maybe, because the third thing pushing this is just modern life. Consumerism, wanting status, wanting stuff.
The material identity.
Yeah. That drive for resources, for the image, sends people wherever the money is, even if they'd rather stay put. It forces LDM on them.
And the last one, this one's tricky because it can look like a plus, convenience and personal space.
The me time argument.
Exactly. PG Sebastian acknowledges LDM gives you autonomy.
Yeah.
Space for your own hobbies, career focus, studying without your spouse right there every second.
Sounds good on paper.
But he gives a really sharp warning here. He says, not all the privacy spouses demand are put to good uses. That freedom, it can turn sour fast.
That's the common thread, isn't it? All 4 things, work, tech, lifestyle, convenience, they end up prioritizing something else over the day-to-day being together, part of marriage.
Precisely. And that leads straight to this void. PG Sebastian says, look, the whole point of marriage is meeting unique, personal needs, love, acceptance, companionship, sexual intimacy. He sees it through this symbolic interactionist lens, meaning marriage is built on those small, daily, irreplaceable moments and symbols between partners.
Okay, so when you get married, you basically sign up for 2 things that LDM completely messes up. First, you create dependency, right? You kind of give up being totally self-sufficient for emotional and sexual needs, trusting your spouse. And second, you agree implicitly that problems get solved together.
Yeah, bring it to the table.
Exactly. There's no plan B for getting those needs met elsewhere. That's the deal.
So the LDM person who's agreed to no plan B is just left hanging. Needs aren't met. PG Sebastian describes it vividly, feeling like a single person who just happens to have a ring and a piece of paper.
Oof.
They're trapped in their state of aloneness.
And here's something for you listening to really chew on. PG Sebastian makes this critical point. A married person can't handle loneliness the same way a single person can. If you're single, you feel lonely, you can hit a club, maybe find some casual company, take off for a spontaneous weekend hike. Total freedom. But being married, having a family, needing your spouse is okay. It puts brakes on that. You can't just disappear for 3 days with friends when you've got commitments, kids. It's a different reality.
And that trapped feeling, that lack of outlet, it leads to this slow erosion. PG Sebastian says marriages don't usually die from one big blow-up.
No huge catastrophe.
No. It's the little termite of discontinuous interactions, tiny daily gaps where connection should be.
Okay, let's name these termites. They sound academic, but they hit hard emotionally. First, discontinuity and intimacy.
Yeah. This isn't just about sex, though that's part of it. It's wanting to wake up next to your spouse.
Not just a good night text.
Exactly. It's wanting that physical comfort, maybe being held when you feel awful in the middle of the night. Distance just, it blocks that. You can't physically soothe someone from afar when they really need it.
Then there's the discontinuity of silence of expressions.
Yeah.
This is huge.
It really is. It's about nonverbal cues. You want your partner to see you're stressed just by looking at your face.
Yeah, read the room.
On the phone. PG says it's just words. Empty, hollow, and without weight. You can't see the empathy or lack of it in their eyes. You just hear a voice. Is it genuine concern or are they annoyed?
It's guessing, and that links to the next one. Discontinuity and clemency. Forgiveness.
After a fight, saying, I forgive you over the phone. It can feel so mechanical, like you're just saying it to end the call.
Yeah, just ticking a box.
Being there physically lets you see the sincerity, the eye contact, maybe a hug, how quickly things feel normal again. Distance steals that proof, lets resentment just sit there and fester.
Okay, fourth termite. Discontinuity and guidance. Giving advice.
Right. If your spouse is in a totally different environment, new country, new workplace culture, how can you give meaningful advice? You don't understand the context.
You're guessing again.
Exactly. So what happens? They seek help from people on the ground, people who get it. And PG Sebastian calls that an opening for unhealthy intrusion.
Makes sense. And the last one. Discontinuity and physical notice. This is the everyday stuff.
Yeah, the little affirmations, noticing the new haircut, helping pick out a tie, commenting on weight gain or loss. The things that say, I see you, I'm paying attention.
A selfie isn't the same.
Not at all. A text saying, you look hot doesn't replace those small daily acts of attention. When those disappear, the spouse feels unseen, basically, asking themselves, where's the one I married?
So these termites are just chewing away.
Constantly. And PG Sebastian warns this creates a massive imbalance, a vacuum. And nature, as he says, abhors a vacuum.
Enter the substitute spouse.
Waiting in the wings. Consciously or not, someone steps in to fill that gap left by the absent partner.
And this substitute, it's anyone who takes on those roles, right? The responsibilities the absent spouse should be handling.
Exactly. Sometimes it starts innocently, just because someone is there. But PG Sebastian warns about the evil fox, someone who deliberately exploits that vulnerability.
Okay, and there are different levels to this threat.
Yes. PG outlines a few types. Type 1 is what most people think of as a straightforward romantic affair. Sex, maybe money, time, all exchanged.
The classic scenario.
Right. But type 3, PG says this one is potentially the most dangerous.
Okay, why?
Because this substitute is someone the absent spouse actually trusts. They might even have been introduced into the family circle by the absent spouse.
Wait, so the person you trust, maybe even asked to help out, becomes the biggest threat. That sounds backward. How does trust become the camouflage?
Because the help, the taking on of roles, it all happens under the banner of helping out or keeping things going. PG gives an example. Rita's away, trusts her friend Grace, encourages her husband to hang out with Grace so he's not lonely, and stays connected to Rita's world via Grace.
Ah, I see. The initial access is approved.
Exactly. It starts with legitimacy, making it harder to spot when the line gets crossed.
And there's also type 4, the non-sexual one.
Yes. This could be a relative, a close friend who moves in or is always around. They provide comfort, help with kids, attend school meetings, fix things around the house, essentially fulfilling the functional role of a spouse.
Without the sex.
Often without the sex, but they occupy that critical space, creating a deep, practical dependency.
So why do people create these substitutes? What drives it?
PG Sebastian points to 3 main motivations. First is allegiance. This is about lingering ties from before the marriage.
Like an old flame.
Could be. Or maybe a deep emotional bond, or even something like feeling obligated because he broke my virginity, these past connections that weren't fully severed.
Okay. Second motivation.
Support.
Yeah.
This is more transactional, like a barter. One spouse feels their partner is either unwilling or unable to meet a crucial need. Maybe it's sexual, financial, or just emotional support.
So they find someone else who can provide it.
And they offer something in return. Okay. I need emotional support. You need financial help. Let's make a trade. It fills the gap.
And the third.
Simple character.
Yeah.
This is where the person actively, deliberately seeks out an affair or substitute relationship. PG Sebastian notes this is often men, and it's mutually beneficial, usually involving sex and money. LDM provides the opportunity, but the intention was likely there anyway.
It just makes it easier.
Much easier.
And here's another direct point, especially for the men listening. PG Sebastian has a stark warning about loss that goes beyond just the spousal relationship.
Yes, it's about parenting. He says, look, money is important, but you cannot let your child be raised primarily by your wife alongside another man you barely know.
Wow.
Children need both parents, he argues. That balance the mother's compassion, typically, and the father's more objective discipline. You can't provide that balance effectively from a distance. You miss crucial moments.
You lose your role, essentially.
You risk losing that vital connection and influence.
Okay, so if LBM is unavoidable, even temporarily, how do you stop these substitutes from creeping in? PG Sebastian offers some really clear guidance.
Yes, very direct. Rule number 1, avoid dependency, play your part. Don't get comfortable letting non-spouses consistently provide support, especially financial or practical help that your partner should be giving or that you should be managing.
Because you become indebted.
Exactly. PG warns the helper, in time, comes back with a big invoice. Dependency means you owe them. You lose your voice of refusal if things start feeling wrong.
Okay, rule 2.
Avoid conflicting roles and signs. Don't create an acting husband or acting wife.
No deputies.
No. Your best friend shouldn't be the last person you text goodnight. They should be doing your spouse's intimate laundry or representing you at important family events like PTA meetings. PG is adamant. Keep those marital boundaries rock solid.
Third, avoid compromising situations. This sounds like common sense, but...
It needs constant vigilance. Always ask yourself, PG says, what will my partner say and what will my partner do if they knew about this situation?
Put yourself in their shoes.
Constantly. You have to be discreet and avoid anything that could feed suspicion or insecurity because distance magnifies everything.
Makes sense. Fourth point, what if you do suspect something?
Be careful. If your gut screams something's wrong, PG advises gathering actual evidence before confronting them.
Right.
Because, and this is a huge warning, baseless accusations are the fastest way of driving your spouse into the arms of the person you suspect.
Ouch. Because you make them feel attacked and misunderstood.
Precisely. If they feel they're being punished for something they didn't do, the thought might become, well, I might as well. It's dangerous.
Fifth point, and this feels crucial, the timeline imperative.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
LDM cannot be forever. PG insists you must create a realistic timeline to move in together.
Even if it means big sacrifices, career, location.
Even then, PG Sebastian strongly implies that if permanent proximity is off the table, the marriage itself is fundamentally at risk. The long-term security and bonding of the family has to trump short-term gains.
It's about survival, not convenience.
Exactly.
And the final piece of advice from PG.
Establish a code of conduct. He really pushes back against the modern idea of, well, this works for us.
Yeah, that flexible approach.
PG Sebastian argues marriage has a core structure.
Yeah.
You can't truly be independent within a marriage. That mutual dependency, needing each other, that's the bedrock.
So rely on each other, not outsiders.
That's the foundation.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping up.
PG Sebastian leaves us with a really powerful thought. If you choose to live apart, your responsibility is immense. It's not just sending money. It's emotional presence, guidance. It means being willing to forego some things, maybe career steps, certain friendships, status to protect the marriage.
And that leads to maybe the toughest choice PG Sebastian puts forward, cut ties and stay married. If there are people in your life, exes, maybe certain colleagues, clients, even friends, whose presence becomes toxic because of the distance, you have a choice. Bear the fallout of cutting them off or bear the potential fallout of losing your marriage.
Choose your consequence.
Yeah, choose which price you're willing to pay.
Yeah.
That's a lot to think about.
It is a necessary challenge for anyone navigating love in this modern world.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a deep dive into PG Sebastian's really vital take on long-distance marriage, the substitute spouse, and how to fight back. If this hit home for you, if you're facing these challenges, please do explore more of PG Sebastian's materials. You can find resources through Steps to Forever.
Definitely worth exploring further.
We'll be back next time for another deep